And joining us now, Adam King with WBNS 10 TV in Columbus. Adam, thank you so much for rocking with us. I got to know, what's the vibe like in Columbus?
Well, there's a lot of excitement. I mean, if you were here 3 weeks ago, it wasn't great when they lost to Michigan, but all that has kind of been put behind them very quickly. Last night, there were a lot of questions going into the game. What Ohio State team would we see? The one that came 1 second short against Oregon, the one that went and won against Penn State, or the one that fell to Michigan in a really disastrous performance. And we got to see a Buckeye team that certainly looks to be one of the best in the country show up. And that's what everybody wanted to see here in Columbus.
All right, the opportunity to face Oregon again. You had a chance to be around the team. What is the team saying about that opportunity to face the Ducks again?
Well, that's kind of been the theme since they walked off the field in Eugene. I mean, immediately following that, obviously, there was a lot of emotions, a lot of frustration. But they were very quick to say, we will be back here. We want to be back here against this team. Now they're going to get that chance in Pasadena, And with that, you know, it's an added motivation. A lot of people think this might be a national championship game played 2 weeks too early. But for the Buckeyes, and I'm sure out there in the Ducks, I think there wouldn't be a lot of people that wouldn't argue that these are the two best teams in the country.
All right, Adam, I got to know, is it still a big deal out in Columbus to get the invite to the Rose Bowl?
Of course. And I think it makes it almost sweeter that this is Pac-10 versus Big Ten. I mean, that's what everybody's used to seeing. And, well, now it's Big Ten versus Big Ten. And you know, for the conference, it's a great look. And anytime you get a chance to go play in the granddaddy of them all, go to Pasadena. It's special around here. It's an excitement. I think the Buckeye fans will travel because I think they know that any chance you get here, any chance you get to go play on January 1st amongst the Roses is worth it.
What do you remember about that game a couple of months ago in Eugene and it coming down to the wire and being a 1 point difference?
I remember standing on the field in a bit of shock. I remember the offensive pass interference and right before that play thinking, here you go. The Buckeyes have given themselves a chance to win. They're going to kick the field goal and likely walk out of here feeling like they stole a win because they did not play very well in that game. And in the end, it was more so just stunned because the clock hit zero, fans rushed the field, and with it, Ohio State kind of had this dream of being undefeated, a dream of a season that, you know, everyone talked about them being one of the best teams in college football history, and in the snap, it was gone. Now, they put the pieces back together, and with it, they'll get that shot again. But for Ohio State, that was devastating. I mean, I remember after that game, Will Howard was devastated at what happened. Not his fault. I mean, clock's run out. It's college football. He was trying to make a play, but there are a lot of guys in the Woody that still think about what happened in Eugene that day.
All right, man, let's turn the page now and talk about this game in particular. What's the biggest concern you have for Ohio State going into this rematch?
I think the offense answered a lot of questions against Tennessee. Tennessee's defense is very good, and this Buckeye offense showed up in a big way. So that worries me less than I would have been, 2 minutes after the Michigan game where they just had no offense at all. The defense, it's been the question mark since they walked out of Autzen Stadium. How would they respond? They've been one of the best defenses in the country, statistically the top defense. How are they going to contain Dillon Gabriel? That always worries me with his legs. And then the deep shots. A lot of Buckeye fans remember Denzel Burke in that game. They remember how Oregon took advantage of the cornerbacks and took the deep shots downfield. That can't happen again because big plays, if you allow that to happen with this Oregon Ducks team, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
All right, man, finish this sentence for me. Ohio State wins if
their defense is the best unit on the field in Pasadena. If we see this Buckeye defense that we've seen since that Oregon game, they're going to win this game. Their offense, they figured out that it turns out if you get the ball to Jeremiah Smith and get the ball to Emeka Egbuka, good things tend to happen. The defense is what cost them in that game. They know it. Everybody knows it. If this game is played in the 40s, I worry for Ohio State. Their offense can keep up in a shootout, but they shouldn't have to. So I think it all comes back to the defensive line. They got no pressure in that Oregon game. You cannot allow Dillon Gabriel to stand back there and pick your secondary apart. So that's all of it for me. It all comes down to that OSU defense.
And he is Adam King, WBNS 10 TV sports anchor in Columbus. Adam, thank you so much for rocking with us. Looking forward to seeing you out in Pasadena, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.